video call backdrop. I mean, the mantelpiece is heaving. You've got a car there turned into a seat. Just talk us through what you got behind you.
Yeah, so I just got a few of my trophies that I've won since I've started racing when I was 7. So I did think it was maybe a bit too much, but that's just generally where they sit in the house.
No, Billy, it's brilliant.
Nothing wrong with that.
Tell us about this challenge because, it's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, this is, for me, definitely the toughest physical challenge I've ever had to take on in my life. I mean, learning how to walk and becoming a WMT was hard enough, but then tackling something to this scale, yeah, I'm pushing myself quite hard, to say the least here. I've thrown myself in the deep end.
So it's 140 miles, which you're going to walk, you're going to kayak, and you're going to cycle. Right, OK, when was the last time you rode a bike?
So I haven't ridden a bike since my accident. So when this got sort of thrown on my lap, sort of middle of December, I hadn't ridden a bike for over 4 years. So I didn't know, one, whether it'd be possible to even ride a bike, and then two, the distance that I had to go is, or I've got to go is, yeah, quite a lot. How
sort of heavily involved, Billy, were you in organising what exactly you'd be doing? Because we're seeing some of your training here while we're talking to you. I mean, how much are you pushing yourself to try and achieve this?
I mean, when this came about and sort of the challenge as a whole idea and whole concept got thrown towards me, and I sort of said, yeah, I'll take that on. That sounds like something to sort of aim for. But yeah, it was definitely not pioneered and sort of organised by me. It was organised by the team at Comic Relief, and they showed a lot of faith in even asking if this was something that I could do. So I thought, I'm going to throw myself into this and yeah, tackle it head on. I
mean, good on you. So much admiration. Tell us about the kayaking. How's that? Because it's really cold at the moment as well. How's that going?
Yeah, the water is absolutely freezing. I mean, I had to do a couple of weeks back as part of the safety for the challenge, I had to do a rollover where I go upside down in the water to make sure I can get out the kayak safely. And yeah, it's been, yeah, I think that was the first time in my life I've ever been so cold, and the shock from the water was yeah, on another level. But no, I've never had any opportunity in my life before to be in a kayak. Like I say, I haven't cycled since my accident. And the furthest I've walked in one hit since my accident has been 6 kilometres, and now I've got to do a marathon distance in a walk. So, yeah, I'm up in the game here a bit for me.
Wow. Billy, over the last few years, both Louise and I have taken part in either Comic Relief or Sport Relief challenges. And I think I speak for both of us here. When you sort of look back, don't you, and you recount other challenges that people have gone through as a source of sort of inspiration. Are you doing that as well?
Yeah, I think that was one of the first things I did when they said that this was happening, that you would be doing the challenge this year, is to have a look back at some of the older challenges, people climbing Kilimanjaro. Yeah, Davina McCall was one that I watched. So I've tried to take a bit of inspiration from watching what people have done in previous years, for sure.
Tell us a bit about the training, because we've seen you've obviously have been training hard because you'd have to for this. Tell us a bit about what you've been up to.
So a lot of it, especially in the early days, are sort of the real hardcore training for me kind of started the day after Boxing Day. I gave myself Christmas Day and Boxing Day to sort of do what I wanted, and after that it's been nothing but training. So a lot of it's been sort of going between my sort of prosthetic centre that I use, and kind of I've had to get a new prosthetic made for cycling because the one I usually walk in is uncomfortable on the bike. And then it's just been learning new skills, learning how to sort of using a turbo trainer at home to cycle, and then pushing that onto a velodrome, and then getting the confidence to go on the road. So it really has been like starting from scratch in a lot of areas. So basically week in, week out, we've just been upping the distances in all 3 disciplines, pushing myself a bit further, pushing my comfort zone a little bit, and we're now at a good stage, but we've still got a couple of weeks left to get prepped for it.
The thing is, we know what you sports people are like. You can't obviously do what you love at the minute because of the pandemic. You can't race cars, so therefore you require a challenge. So I imagine this is perfect for sort of keeping you going and keeping you focused while you can't do the racing.
Yeah, it's been in a lot of ways the absolute perfect scenario for someone like myself. I mean, not being able to compete and race during 2020 and what's looking like 2021 potentially as well, due to the pandemic, it's been really tough to not have that focus. And I know for myself, my real fitness sort of motivation came after sort of a few months of the first lockdown, where the belly came out here, and I kind of let myself slip because I didn't have that sort of project to aim for and to motivate me. And I kind of just slipped into a bit of bad habits and a sort of a bad routine. So a few months of good training before I even started this project got me back into a decent shape. But this is going to put me in the best shape I've ever been in my life. So I'm excited to see the results at the end and hopefully cross that finish line in one piece.
Yeah, and the other thing that we all know, having followed all those challenges over all the years, whether it's Davina or David Walliams or whatever it is, you know, the British public are so amazing. And, you know, if you have them, the dark moments, I mean, they are so supportive. Are you looking forward to people cheering you on?
Yeah, that's definitely what's been getting me through that. The fact that I know the British public are going to get behind me because it's such an amazing cause. Comic Relief are an awesome bunch of guys, and they do such great work. So I've had a chance to briefly see, I know we're in lockdown and stuff, but I've been able to see one of the projects sort of at social distance sort of operate, and I can just tell the difference it's going to make to people and the difference it will make in their lives. So for me, that's really, between those two, I think that's given me all the motivation I'll ever need.
Keep training, Billy. We will follow you very closely as well. I know you're going to come and give us a few updates on breakfast when you start that challenge.
Prepare the snacks as well. That's my only bit of advice for you.
Oh, yeah, that's far remember.
Oh, Billy, so many congratulations on that. Very, very good luck to you. And Billy is due to start his challenge on February the 22nd. Comic Relief this year is on Friday, March the 19th. And we will be following him throughout that journey as well. Thanks, Billy.
Regular.